Hey everybody, it's Irma Brady with Get X. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you know, every month we feature a member of the month, and for July 2021, we have Scott Butterfield, living in Los Angeles. Welcome, Scott. How you doing today, sir?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. I think I've been improving my host voice, so it sounds a little different from my
worked very
talking
well.
voice.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for being here, man. I know we met in person, so that was a good time connecting
Yeah.
with you live back in May. So shout out to Matt and the team for being there that day as well. Scott, we are going to learn a little bit more about you as a writer, as a person, as a creative, as an artist, all that good stuff. So how are you doing today, first and foremost?
Oh, I've been doing good. Got off work early. Could do a little writing. It's super hot out right now.
That is,
so
gosh.
It's good to be inside with air conditioning. And yeah, I've been having a low key Thursday.
For those in LA, you know that if you step outside right now, you literally melt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is there. It's a humidity and oppressive heat that is not normally around here.
Right. Absolutely. So first off, congratulations for being member of the month for Get X for July. So I'm gonna give you a round of applause. How does it feel, first and foremost? How does it feel?
Oh, great. Yeah. It's cool. Yeah. I like the program, and it's good to see it moving along like this. So.
Yeah. So take us to the beginning, because prior to the recording, you mentioned that you're from Wisconsin. So you went from Wisconsin to LA in 2015. As we all know, like the people in the program at Get X, you don't have to be in LA to write. But what made you take that route?
Oh, it's something I always wanted to do, and I always wanted to also try to make my own stuff in whatever way I could. The thing is, LA is such a great place because it has so many people that are willing to do that for free or low cost. And there's a lot of talent. So, you don't have to go here to do that kind of stuff. But as soon as I came here and started to do that, it was very easy to find those people. And I'm not a huge social guy. You help with a little bit of that. But just creating even a mini network of trying to do any type of film work really is it's kind of easy out here because there's a lot of people out here, and it's something you kind of have to take advantage of, and it was something I was looking forward to when I moved
absolutely. Now for you just mentioned a minute ago working on your own projects. As a writer, have you worked on any of your projects, whether it's producing, whether it's directing? Have you been on a film set of your own work?
Yeah, I've done 3 short films since I've been out here. I've written and directed and produced with a friend of mine. And, those are low key, like super small budget.
Yeah.
Try to pay everybody that I work with. But those to me are absolutely invaluable, learning about not only the craft, of course, but how to write better.
There you go.
Think when you are able to see how to set up a shot or how an actor might interpret a piece of dialogue, you can maybe trust a little bit in terms of your own dialogue and action lines and how they will be read and perceived. Yeah. So it's really cool to see that whole process and to know which parts bring what to it. And then, like I said, I think it helps you hone the screenwriting and be a little bit more precise.
You kind of dived into my next question. So if you can elaborate more. My next question was about what did you learn? What do you take as a director that dictates you as a writer, and vice versa? What do you take as a writer that dictates your directing?
Yeah, well, I guess, only doing it on the small scale of a short film, you don't get to see an extended version. But in that small scale, a little bit what I said before, you get to see what people are capable of in terms of interpreting the material.
Yeah.
So for me personally, when I go back and then start to write a screenplay, I can kind of know what to leave out and maybe what to put in, what might be important and what might not be, mostly for an actor, but also in terms of how it will be seen, like how it will be seen in the camera, what's necessary and what's not. I used to write a lot of geography of the scene or description when I first started writing screenplays, and that really wasn't necessary because it definitely painted a mood in a picture, but it was taking up too much space.
Get it?
And
Yeah.
kind of have a nice tight image, which is when you looking through a camera, like that's all you see. You don't see anything else around there. So that kind of affects then how you write and how you hone in on the image or try
I love
to.
that. I love that. Oh, looks like they're coming back in. But so I would love to know what, as a writer, what do you love writing? What is your genre? If you have a specific genre, like what gets you going as a writer?
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, I don't really have a genre. I just when I think of a story, I think of a story. I guess I would veer a little bit more towards drama and thriller, a little bit more on the not so realistic side.
Okay.
Still a little bit of realism, but not too much.
So the opposite of like slice of life.
Yeah, kind of like so the last couple stories, screenplays that I wrote, one was a contained script about a guy who has a job at a shady company. And then it's kind of a little bit of a sci-fi, a little bit of a drama there.
Okay.
Another one is the last one I wrote is kind of a political thriller about a speechwriter who's in this kind of shady campaign. But they don't really have the same tones and genres, but I just really liked the story and I really fell in love with that.
There you go.
So for me, it's easy for me to fall in love with the story when I think about it. And I don't always have to pick and choose either a genre or or a style.
Yeah. Hey, it gives you more freedom, right? As a creative person. Mm-hmm. Yeah. More wiggle room. Yeah. So what are you working on now, Scott? Anything you can talk about that you're writing right now? Or even just filming? Are you filming anything at the moment?
No, not filming anything at the moment. That's, it's hard for me to do independently right now. But I am, how do I put it? Like there's a couple things I'm looking at doing. One is a true story about a wine heist up in Northern California. And I'm trying to figure out if I need the rights to that. A few people have told me, if you have a certain percentage of the story, you don't need the rights to it. If you base it off something else, you do. So I'm trying to figure that out. And then another is a adaptation of a short story by an author I really like. And I've kind of mapped it out a little bit. But before I go into it, I, again, have to do a little more research and see if I can get the rights to it.
Got it.
Otherwise, it'd be not a waste of my time because it's writing, but definitely not worth it. That actually happened to me when I first moved here. Me and my friend, we really loved this novel. It's called The Third Policeman. And we wanted to write a screenplay. So we spent maybe 5 months, wrote a screenplay of it, found out that some other Irish person had the rights to it.
What? Dude, get out of here.
Yeah, and we couldn't get it. Like we were for certain, like it's kind of a cult novel. Not a lot of people know about it.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, we'll get it. We'll have the rights, whatever.
Like who else would get it, right?
Some theater director in Ireland has the rights to it. So we can't get it. So I've learned before I go all in, I've got to figure out if I can
get in. If you can get in, yeah. So the next question for you is something that I'm asking for the first time. So I would like to know, because the last year and a half has been crazy for everybody. It's been hard, whether you're creative or not. But as a creative, what have you learned through these tough times that has helped you better as a writer?
Well, I mean, it's a really good question. And honestly, it's for me, I was lucky where I kind of had the discipline of writing already. When I was in grad school, it was you didn't really have much else. There were no classes you had to take. I actually didn't have to have any other credits besides doing these writing projects. So it was really all about developing the discipline of writing. And I definitely had to do that as I wrote a novel too, because that takes a long time. It took me 4 years to write a novel. Coming out here, already kind of having, not daily, I could be better, but having a discipline of writing really helped. And so, when the pandemic hit, it was something that I needed, both in insanity and also to to be productive. So many times there's little blocks as a writer. There's little things you have to get over, little hurdles. And there's little tricks you can do to kind of push past that and, kind of keep a routine.
Right.
But for me, that was the most important thing, is developing a routine and developing a rhythm within that.
Absolutely. I love that. And Scott, we've reached the end of the interview, but before we go, we love to know where folks find you on social media. Do you have an official site? Do you have an Instagram? Do you have Twitter? Facebook?
I'm working on a website because my novel is going to be released later this year, and I would probably be well served to have a website by then.
Can you tell us what it's called?
It's called Prelude.
Prelude. Okay.
And it's about a musician who dies in an accident. He leaves behind a last will and testament that has instructions for a pretty surreal funeral. So the novel takes place at the funeral and follows all the characters as they move throughout the proceedings and kind of struggle with the reality of his death.
There you go. Awesome, man.
Yeah. So that's so I don't have that, but for social media, I have an Instagram, which is at Mystic Watterson. And that's Watterson with 2 T's. It's the guy who created Kelvin and Hobbes, which is one of the best things I think was ever created.
Love it. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Scott, for being with us today.
Thank you.
I look forward to more writing. Hopefully we see each other in person again soon.
Yeah.
And everyone else, please check out Get It Made on social media and on their official site. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on the official site. Thank you so much, Scott.
Thank you.